Since September 11th, there have been some signs of a possible warming of relations between Tehran and Washington. This as the U.S. seeks to broaden its coalition against terrorism. But as the governments test the diplomatic waters, the toughest challenge will be delivering the message to the people of Iran. Let's go behind the headlines.
In 1979, the United States was transfixed by a nightly vigil as news programs updated the fate of 52 Americans taken hostage at the U.S. Embassy in Iran. For many, it was the first time anti-American hatred in the Middle East hit home. But inside Iran, the seeds of hate had been growing for decades during the reign of the Shah, the monarch of Iran. Put yourself in the mind of the Iranian students who stormed the embassy and took these Americans hostage. This is how you might have seen things. As a student who supported his overthrow, you likely saw the Shah as nothing more than a corrupt American puppet. The Shah's reign was too Western for devout Muslims. As a militant student, your anger at the Shah might have been heightened by stories about soldiers shooting down demonstrators demanding the return of the spiritual leader, the Ayatollah Khomeini. When the Shah was forced out, you celebrated the return of the Ayatollah. You and your friends were energized at the idea of turning Iran into the first Islamic state. As much of the world shunned Iran under the Ayatollah, the isolation spawned even more religious resolve. It also emboldened many throughout the Muslim world that an Islamic state could take and hold on to the reins of power and keep Western culture out. If you are a 20-year-old student in Iran today, you've lived your entire life in an Islamic state. You have grown up being told almost daily that the U.S. is the great Satan. And now you see a more modernized government of President Khatami, a government that seeks better relations with the West. And you also hear mixed signals about the attacks on Afghanistan. On the one hand, Iran, a country largely made up of Shiite Muslims, has long hated the Taliban's radical interpretation of Islamic faith. On the other hand, you hear the government condemn American attacks on a fellow Muslim country. With 2 million Afghans already taking refuge inside its borders, Iran fears a new wave of people fleeing the latest attacks. So if you are studying at Tehran University today, you see your country at a possible turning point, still suspicious of Washington's intentions, but tentatively extending an olive branch to the country you have always been told is the enemy of the Islamic Republic.